Listening can lead to positive change in your mood, your habits, and ultimately your overall well-being. And with the Audible app, there's more to imagine when you listen.
Audible has the best selection of audiobooks all in one easy app. Enjoy Audible anytime while doing other things. Household chores, exercising, on the road, commuting, you name it.
One of my favorite titles that I'm currently listening to is something that I've had in my life for a long time, and that's the Red Rising series by Pierce Brown. It's narrated by Tim Gerard Reynolds, and it's just so fantastic. I can picture everything he's saying as he says it, and all the characters come to life. It's my favorite thing.
And as an Audible member, you choose one title a month to keep for their entire catalog.
New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/crappens or text crappens to 500-500. That's audible.com/crappens or text crappens to 500-500.
Ready to get in touch with your moody side? It's time to check out Crocs' new daring shades, comfy styles, and edgy gibbets charms.
Think classic black and dark purple hues, gemstone charms, and neutrals you can accent with your favorite personalization.
I actually got some really cool white Crocs, which go really well with my summer outfits. You know, if you're going to brunch, you're wearing like a cool light colored outfit, some nice white Crocs, it just looks really good.
And they're so versatile. I love wearing them around the house, and I wear them out too. They're just the easiest thing I have, and definitely the most comfortable.
Oh my God, so comfortable. Plus, all their clogs and sandals are made with the iconic comfort we all love to keep us comfortable all day, no matter where it takes us.
Find your moody side when you head over to shop at crocs.com.
Weight loss solutions are not one size fits all. Everyone deserves to have a weight loss plan that is tailored to their specific needs. So if you're struggling with losing weight and need some extra help, it's time you check out Hims and Hers.
Hims and Hers is changing healthcare by providing access to GLP-1 weekly injections with the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy, as well as oral medication kit. Plus, your personalized treatment ships for free directly to your door.
So you've been struggling with your weight loss journey. It's time you find an option that works for you with Hims and Hers.
Start your free online visit today at forhers.com/crappens.
That's forhers.com/crappens for your personalized weight loss treatment options.
forhers.com/crappens.
Not available everywhere, Hers weight loss includes compound products which are not approved nor verified for safety or effectiveness by FDA.
Prescription products require a provider consultation. Restrictions apply. Actual price to customer will depend on product and subscription plan purchase.
Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. This is part 2 of the recap. If you missed part 1, go check out your podcast feed. It's right there. And without further ado, let's get right back into the recap.
So then we cut to Tamra and Jen talking, and they're talking about how much fun they had. And Jen's like, yeah, but you know what? Listen, I'm so happy. I'm so happy where you and I are, Tamra. I mean, it is so nice. I've seen you sitting on a trash can all season, and you haven't even hissed at me. You haven't even hissed at me once. And it reminds me that ultimately possums are cute. They're cute, aren't they? I mean, really, I never thought so. I always thought they were terrifying until I got TikTok. And I realized they're really cute. But Tamra, you know, you have to be nice to her because you're really, really mean to Shannon. She's like, what do you mean I'm mean to Shannon? Fuck Shannon, stupid bitch. I'm nothing but nice to Shannon.
Yeah, but when you attack her, she goes, I don't feel like I've attacked her. And then we cut to Tamra going, she needs to be in rehab program because she's a fucking alcoholic. And she goes, then Tamra starts,
I just don't know how. I'm just frustrated with her. What am I supposed to do with her?
ladies and gentlemen, you are now currently watching Tamra Judge do her pivot, her mid-season pivot, when she's realized she's misjudged the situation, gone too hard, and now she's going to lean into somehow I'm the victim in this, and I just am doing this out of love. So I just want to help her. I'm just so frustrated. I can't help it sometimes. So Jen goes, yeah, but if this is family and this is someone you love, then maybe you owe her that conversation lovingly. Lovingly? I don't understand that word. Is that English?
I'm sorry. Hold on. I couldn't hear you. My eardrum was erased. Someone, give me a pencil. Draw it back in there. All right, listen. I would love that, but you know what? I'm protecting myself right now. I'm protecting myself. It's very difficult. All these people not attacking me. All these people not doing anything to me. Ow! 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 Stop
Well-
it, bitch.
Listen, I know she's not where you think she needs to be.
Rehab?
No, I meant emotionally. But I do think...
Emotional rehab? The music, the song rehab?
I'm not familiar. But I do think that she is doing better than she was, Tamra, based on nothing, really. I'm just going to say it because I feel like saying it to you.
So we cut back to Gina and Emily and the pickleball people. So Heather and Shannon are ready to play pickleball. So they come out and they're like, we're fine. Stop asking us questions. Okay, we just need to fight about nothing nonsensically. We're cementing our place in the canon. And
Why are you holding that cleaver? Oh, I thought this was a pickleball paddle. My mistake. I'll use it anyway.
So Gina and Emily are like, we're going in. And Heather's like, you're not leaving, are you? It's like, we'll be right back. God, we're not coming back. Fucking stupid Heather. Hate Heather. The only thing that make this day worse is Heather.
I don't understand Gina. She's coming after me. She's fighting with Emily. She's very poor. Why is she poor? What's the deal with poor people? How is it that she's so poor but not my maid? I don't understand her.
How can you expect to treat people with such terrible customer service and then expect people to pay for your crock pot? I just don't. It's not how it works, Missy.
Anyway, Heather's like, I don't know this Gina. This isn't the person that I recognize. She's changed. And maybe things at home are worse than she's letting on. I mean, by home, I mean that tiny cauldron she calls a house.
So then we get some more wacky pickleball, this time with Shannon and Heather. Shannon's actually pretty good. And
I
then
blocked this out. I don't even remember them playing pickleball. I think my brain literally put on a filter and was like, you cannot take in any more pickleball.
They play it, and Shannon's actually pretty good, at least from what we can see. But then Heather almost quits immediately because Shannon hits a ball on the other side of the court that Heather's on, and Heather goes, that's too far to run.
Alfredo, can you get me the ball? Alfredo? Is there an Alfredo here?
The most I've ever related to her. By
By the way, Heather, you know that tennis is Heather's favorite sport just because it's the only sport with dedicated servants to go and pick up the balls for you, and like at a professional level, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I love when the maids go running after the balls.
Ball boys. So then basically we go to Alexis. So she gets a phone call from Johnny J. And she's like, wait a minute. What? Johnny J? Johnny J? What? I love you too. I'm obsessed with you too. But what? What? Does this have to do with what I think it has to do with? I'm literally going to lose it. The gloves are off. The gloves are off. The gloves are off, Johnny J.
I'm literally going to lose it right now, Johnny J. It's like I am beside myself, Johnny J.
And so Tamra's listening, Tamra and Jen are listening, like, oh my God. So now the LaQuinta ladies are leaving and everyone's packing up. And Shannon spills a jug of water on the rug and they all are like, it's funny, etc. Now back to Big Bear, Alexis.
What Shannon is doing right now is being like, so like, I'm going to go like freaking, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. What he's doing to Johnny J, like, I'm not even sure we can have sex 4 times today, maybe only 3 times, because it's like she is doing is so, it's so like the gloves are so off right now. I'm so mad right now.
I literally hate this person. She's horrible. What could Shannon possibly be doing? You guys are suing her for $75,000 and you're suing her again. You're coming after someone for the second time with some frivolous bullshit, lady. You are horrible. Whatever she's doing is defending herself against you. I don't even know what she's doing, but you acting like such a victim. She's acting like she's crying. She's like, oh my God. I mean, he could only tell a minute of it, but I could really hear it in Johnny J's voice. He's just so upset. Fuck Johnny J and fuck you too,
Johnny J's
lady.
voice always
I'm not
sounds
falling
upset.
for this.
First of all, Johnny J's voice has no modulation. And the only modulation it's ever shown was when he said, fuck Gina. But everything other than that, this is what Johnny J says. Hi.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. He doesn't talk.
Yeah. He looks like Bizarro World's Al Gore. Like, you know, I think I've said this before, but I've said this before. Bizarro World Simpson, the kid Bart Simpson, where he has kind of like a slit in his eyes. His eyes are like narrowed and evil looking. He's that version of Al Gore.
Well, I'll give him an inconvenient truth, which is that he sucks.
It's global warming. Inside your butt crack. You swamp ass motherfucker. So then we go to Alexis still crying, pretending she's crying. And so she's like, Shannon just gets like so blacked out drunk. Like she doesn't even remember what she's done or said. And so the producer goes, what happened to warrant taking the gloves off? And she goes, I'm not at liberty to discuss what happened that pushed Johnny J to the limit. That's a question that everybody's going to have to answer, that Johnny J is going to have to answer for everybody, okay?
She's so fucking ridiculous. She's like, you're going to have to ask Johnny J. I guess if you need him to come back onto TV, you're going to have to ask him. So like, I can't answer it, but what I could do is allude to it a lot. But he really needs to be the one you speak to. It's like, well, then don't even bring it up in the first place. She goes, but we have the footage. And we have the fucking footage, okay? And, like, we've held on to it this whole time. And, like, we've held it. But, ladies, we've got the footage. And it's coming up at 6 o'clock news. Right after the story about a family that burned down in a house. Oh, no, they're okay? Okay, good. Never mind.
Well, I'll tell you some footage I've seen. And that is years of footage of you being an absolute insufferable prick face, okay? You're an idiot and you're an asshole. And I've never seen anything different on this show. So that's all the footage I need for now. Can't wait to see what you've got, though. I'll bet it's a whole bunch of nothing, sucker!
Yeah. And she's like, there's a lot that I know about Shannon that she probably wouldn't want anyone else to know. And then she tells Katie, goes, Katie, it'll ruin her life. And then if we have like a fast forward thing on screen, it goes 2 weeks later. And Shannon crying, be like,
What video thing? Is it that bad? What's happening? Ow! Why do people keep bringing hot pans over to me?
And Alexis is like, she's lied. And all I know is that truth prevails. And then cuts to Shannon going, he is a monster. He is a monster. Why are the lights flashing? They're not flashing. You're just moving your hands very quickly in front of your face. I can't stop. I can't stop.
so back to present. Shannon's crying, and then back to present. Alexis is crying. They're both like, it's like dueling crying over Johnny J.
So stupid.
Alexis, she's such a piece of shit. Like, I think I'm going to throw up right now.
So then we go back. We're in the OC, and everybody is, doing their OC things. There's dog poop issues. Okay. Katie and Matt's dog poops. Eddie's dog poops. Everybody's dog is pooping. Guys, train your dogs.
It's a big poop montage.
Let's train
it's
our
a shit
dogs.
show.
I can't believe they didn't throw one of Emily's dogs pooping everywhere. They love that too.
I know. So Genus is Genus.
Genus. Something no one has ever called Gina.
So Tamra shows up at Gina's. And she's like showing her the construction. She goes,
When Travis moved out, I chose to do the construction because I was just like focused on a fresh start.
I'm like, well, I thought you guys are still in the same place. He just moved out, but now it's a fresh start. Okay. So Tamara's like,
so what's the room situation now? Oh yeah, well, Nicholas really wanted his own room and Sienna didn't. And I'm going to just talk about really boring construction stuff for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's talk about rooms. You know what? Let me show you the walls of my totally normal family.
And the walls are scribbled on like psychopaths live there. Like they're
like
drawn
Jim Carrey
all
in
over
that
the
movie
place.
about the
Yes.
numbers.
And it's not just like, hey, let's draw on the walls a little because we're going to paint them anyway. It's they're everywhere and they're tiny little serial killer squiggles. Like
What?
it's scary.
it's like conspiracy. Like I felt like, I'll never tell. So
They just say Johnny J over and over again.
Why are their eyes turning black? Johnny J, Shannon did this, Shannon did this.
Wait a second. If you read it backwards, you know what they say? They say, live, laugh, love.
Re-attack.
Gather backwards.
yes.
So
Gina's like, oh my god, like all three of my kids are literally sleeping in my bedroom right now. This is like the shit I didn't even think about, and I can't even fit in there now. So now I'm on the cooch. I'm on the cooch now. I don't know where this new accent is coming from, but I look it. I look it. Are you doing it?
And then we go over to the candy shop. Little shout out to 50 Cent. So Katie and Emily and their kids, and Olivia too, I'd like to mention. 50 Cent and Olivia. So they're over there and the kids are introducing them. It's like Katie's kids are meeting Emily's kids and it's nice and everything. And Katie is like, I'm really excited that Bandon gets to meet Emily's boys. I just, I love moving to Orange County because I feel like the people are so much nicer and they're more open and there's better restaurants. I don't know where I moved from, but I don't know that there's a place on earth that has worse restaurants and crueler people than Orange County, but that's okay.
It's not LA and it's not San Diego. It's like a perfect happy medium with no liberals. It's actually really lovely here. So, and Emily's like, "How was your trip?" So they're talking about each other's trips. And Katie's like, "We laugh so my stomach is literally hurting from laughing. Wow. What a fun time we had."
We had so much fun. Can we roll that flashback of Alexis singing Kumbaya? And that's like Alexis going, "Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya, my lord."
And they're trying really hard to
Barrel of laughs.
And then we cut back and Emily's like, "Well, we had fun too. Except for my life being ruined by Gina. Fucking poor Gina." Blah, blah. So she's talking about how she had it out with Gina, but they're okay now. And Katie's like, "Well, I'm really starting to figure out that I thought Gina was a girl's girl for me, but it turns out she's a girl's girl for Heather and not for me. So I'm going to call a mulligan on that one."
And Katie's like, so I'm sorry. So Gina's like,
So, by the way, Tamra, how was Big Bear?
and Tamara's like,
Oh my God, Alexis is a lot. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I love that Tamra hates Alexis. Watching her try to pretend that she's friends with Alexis just to use as a weapon against Shannon is so funny because it hurts her. It hurts her to be nice to this girl.
yeah, she can't stand it. Especially, I'm sure she has the same resentment towards Alexis as Shannon does about that lawsuit, but she knows that she has to be friends with Alexis.
Well, especially now, because now that she's doing it again to Shannon, it seems pretty clear that it was Alexis the whole time. You know what I mean? Not to take any agency away from Jim, but she was at least a part of it. Whereas before she had some deniability, like, "Oh, that was Jim's thing. That had nothing to do with me." Whereas now it's like, "Oh, really? It just happened to happen 2 times when you're around."
Right. So Tamara's like,
Yeah, you know what? She's very defensive.
and Gina's like,
Well, is she like that when Shannon's isn't there? She goes, you know what? For the most part, she's not. So yeah, basically, it's Shannon's fault. When Shannon's there, Alexis is terrible. When Shannon's not there, Alexis is really great and wonderful.
Well, I know this is a sensitive topic for you, but like when we went away to La Quinta, Shannon was able to be vulnerable there because we put our walls down, and we're not like angry at her. Did she drink? Did she drink? Yeah, because she likes to drink. And she's like, for me, even for you, like, look at you, Gina. You didn't have a drinking problem, right? It's not like you were an alcoholic. And she's like, yeah, I did. I had a real fucking problem with alcohol, okay? It controlled me more than I had control over it. But I'm not an alcoholic.
You know what? I did not stop drinking after I got my DUI because I felt like a loser. And I was ready to take responsibility for the mistake that I made. But like, I wasn't ready to admit that I had a problem with alcohol. Okay, you're not helping my point. Like, here's the thing.
The point is about you. It's that Shannon's an alcoholic. So could you just say that you have a problem with Shannon being an alcoholic? Can we just, let's meet in the middle. Meet in the middle.
You know what? That's a woman in pain. And like, she really needs to have her real friends. And like, you're like fucking best friend. And like, you guys need to like get back together again because otherwise Emily's going to turn into you. And I really don't want that.
I love that Tamara's whole thing is like,
okay, but here's the difference. Because there's some people with drinking problems, and then there's alcoholics, and then there's people who are just like assholes when they're drunk.
I was like, oh, okay. I like that you get to gatekeep who's an alcoholic and who's not, because I guarantee to pretty much everybody who doesn't drink, you look like one. You know what I mean?
yeah. So so now Tamara's like, well,
I want to have a conversation with her. And like, I feel like tough love is the best thing for her right now because she feels like, okay, I got Gina on my side. I got Heather on my side. And then she's going to go right back to her old ways.
I'm like, well, even if she does, that's on her. And there's nothing that you can do about it.
Yeah. So then we cut back to the other combo and Katie's like, Alexis is threatening to release stuff. And I was like, well, what do you have to release? Well, apparently, Shannon did something and Johnny J said all the gloves are off and they're going to release videos of Shannon. And Emily's like, Shannon? What did Shannon do? Well, apparently there's ring footage cameras of her almost running over his daughter. What? That's it?
Please release it. Please
Okay,
release
here's
it.
my first question. What was his daughter doing in front or in back of the car? Was this on a freeway? Was it a crosswalk? No, that girl was blocking the car. Here's my prejudgment. Daughter's fault. Was this a 5-year-old? No, this is an adult daughter. Get the fuck out of the way. How about that? I paid for your room at the London, okay? And if you didn't say thank you, I'd try to run your ass over too.
There's footage. Apparently, there's footage of Shannon actually giving John's car to a total stranger. It's like that was the valet at the London. That's how it goes.
Team Shannon. I don't care if
Team
she almost
Shannon.
ran over the daughter. What is the daughter, an infant? Get the fuck out of here. It's
How
an
about the
adult.
daughter do some like? Look, Shannon. If Shannon's drunk behind the wheel, how about the daughter try to get Shannon out? Like, I'm just gonna blame.
Is that what you think it
I will
is?
not allow Shannon to be the one who's wrong here. I will warp my logic and be like, it was the daughter's fault for not preventing Shannon from getting behind the wheel of the car.
Yeah, do you think that's what it is? Like she was trying to stop Shannon, so she got in front of the
could have
car and
been.
Shannon still was trying to go and almost ran her over. Well, then, you
That
know
actually
what?
sounds like it would be it.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be too. Don't stand in front of a moving vehicle, okay? I'm not saying that Shannon should drive drunk. I'm just saying if someone's drunk and they have their foot on the gas of something, don't stand in back of it. You know what I mean? Move. Get
And
out of the road.
how about John? How about John? You get your daughter out of that situation.
Yeah. And how about your dad stop being wasted and fighting with Shannon all the time too? Because he's contributing to this. And the fact that she had to leave his house means that he never came to her house. So that means she's the one who has to do all the driving. This could have just as easily been him. Listen, I'm going to stand up for Shannon because you people are literally horrible to her all season long, and nobody deserves that. I don't care what she did. You guys are dicks. And the fact that you're making me stand up for someone who did something as stupid as Shannon did shows how shitty you guys are being this season.
Exactly. Thank you.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Make this new school year an opportunity for your kids to learn important life skills with Greenlight. Greenlight is a debit card and money app for families, where kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely, while parents keep an eye on kids' money habits. Greenlight also helps families get into their fall routine with a chores feature that lets parents assign chores and pay kids allowance when they check them off. Get your first month free at greenlight.com/Wondery. Greenlight.com/Wondery.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
This season, Instacart has your back to school. As in, they've got your back to school lunch favorites, like snack packs and fresh fruit. And they've got your back to school supplies, like backpacks, binders, and pencils. And they've got your back when your kid casually tells you they have a huge school project due tomorrow. Let's face it, we were all that kid. So first call your parents to say I'm sorry, and then download the Instacart app to get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes all school year long. Get a $0 delivery fee for your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
So Emily's like, I just don't understand it. If John and Alexis are so happy together, just ride off into the sunset. Why drag Shannon's lifeless body along behind you? It's like, I think that's the issue.
I don't need to be lifeless, do I, in this example?
I don't know. I mean, you touch a hot pan 3 times and suddenly you're lifeless. I just make a mistake.
So then we go to Jen and Ryan going to get a mani-pedi together. Ryan definitely enjoys a spa day. He'll do pedis, but like my marriage was opposite than that. Like trying to get Will to spend his time with me, it was really hard. It was really hard. I mean, wow. But now I have this relationship with Ryan, and he's truly my best friend. Oh gosh, look at him. He looks so good. Gets his fingernails, gets his nails. He's not such a won't. Will was a won't. Let's just face it. Will was a won't. I'm sorry, Will. I'm sorry.
I feel like I'm almost making a Sondheim lyric. So Jen is like, she's like, I feel like I'm like all over the place. Like so much has happened in 24 hours. We went out to a bar and we see flashbacks to the bar and just more Big Bear flashbacks. And she's like, they want me to start this. They start having this OnlyFans conversation with me. And he's like, wait, what? And she's like, well, they said I should do OnlyFans. He's like, yeah, that's not happening. I know you're probably telling me with the tone that you're joking, but I also know you well enough that you might actually start one. So I'm going to say no OnlyFans. I'm putting my foot down.
And she's like, your foot? And he goes, yeah. Because, like, I mean, my foot subscription is really making a killing, right? And she rolls her eyes, but she goes, actually, probably should check to see if he has a foot OnlyFans. I mean, everyone else is concerned about Ryan makes his money, right? So, well, I mean, how does he make his money?
And so Ryan, they're just...
And I believe everything she's saying. Like, she literally does not know and is never going to ask.
So they're just like making patter, and Jen's talking about how Tamra pulled up Will's Instagram and she doesn't like seeing that stuff. But then all of a sudden her phone rings and it's her son Dominic. And he's called to say that basically what we infer on his end is that he wants to TP someone's house in the daylight, because we hear Jen say something like, no, you can't TP in the daylight.
But also this guy is calling her to bring the TP. He's like, where is it? You're supposed to bring the TP. She's like, you can't do that in the daylight. You're buying your son a weapon to go vandalize somebody else's home. What the fuck is going on over there?
And then we don't know the specific ask. We infer the ask, which is like, can I go TP someone's home? And she goes, well, I can't give you an answer on that. I'm like, Jen, what?
Your children, at least two of your children are going to be criminals. At least.
You can't just be like, you cannot co-sign your children TPing someone's house. And the fact that they think they can do it in the daytime is wild.
So they're not only going to be criminals, they're going to be bad criminals, you know? And so then Ryan is saying, listen, you don't have to tell your kids yes for everything, you know? And he says, whenever you ask them what they want for breakfast, they all five give you a different order and you make every single order. And she's like, I know, but you know, I really like it. I really like it. I'm a short order cook. What can I tell you?
I just want to work on Below Deck someday. So then she says that the way she is with her kids, she goes, I coddle too much. I'm going through my divorce. It just got worse because I have so much guilt for changing their lives. But now I look like it. Now I feel like I've sort of taught them nothing. And so we see a flashback of her talking to Dawson, and her 17-year-old, about how she wants to create boundaries for him, because he's like, man, like suddenly I have a curfew and I never had a curfew. And she's like, well, I do think I need to draw the line with Dawson, but it's really hard to, because he's 17. So I'm just going to try to love him through it. And that's all I can do. It's like, congrats. You know what? Enjoy loving your way through paying his bail.
Yeah, this is not going to work out great. So then we go to a big meeting with Tamra and Shannon. Dun, dun, dun. And we've seen this a million times, right? Like literally the same scene over and over every season. So Jen is giving Tamra the pep talk, and Tamra's like, well, all the girls are saying that Shannon's doing better. That's all I want for her. All I care about is for Shannon to be doing okay. Which we know is bullshit. And the producers are like, okay, you've gone a little too far. You actually have to talk to Shannon. Okay, go do it.
I'm just already bracing for the typical, my delivery sucks. All I want is the best for you, but my delivery sucks. I just figured that was what was coming to us. And I bet it would have come had we not ended the episode.
Yeah.
So Shannon's now calling Heather. And Heather's like, oh, how are you? Excuse me, I was just got a new delivery of pineapples. Gonna take out some rage. Oh, well, I'm on my way to meet Tamra. Oh, you're on your way right now? Looking like that? You look like you're going to a board meeting for rubber boats.
Well, why are you wearing oven mitts? Well, I just can't stop grabbing burning things. So I've got some pretty big burns on my hands. It's very difficult to drive. I hope I don't get pulled over again. I'm not drunk driving. My hands just hurt. Fun, Shannon.
Why are you wearing some sort of nautical blazer to this meeting? Are you going on one of your single-story yachts again?
She really is having kind of an Orphan Annie of a season. She had like another Orphan Annie sailor kind of outfit, and now she's doing the Orphan Annie finally gets to go to the movies or something with Daddy Warbucks outfit. She's really leaning into the Orphan Annie thing this season, and I like it. I love that show.
And Heather's like, This is exhausting because it feels like we've done this so many times before. How many times do we have to do this with Tamra and Shannon? And we know that these two have had so many fights and so many reconciliations because the producers don't even bother to do a montage of them fighting and making up and fighting and making up. They just let it hang in the air like, yep, we don't even have to provide the evidence. We all know it's true.
Yeah, I mentioned a few episodes ago, I turned on Orange County to watch it, and it turned out to be an episode from last season, but it was Shannon and Tamra getting ready to have a one-on-one where they were fighting and they were going to try and make up, and they were calling Heather, and Heather was packing her kids for school. And I thought it was this season. I mean, I just kept watching it. I was like, oh, well, I guess, patterns do repeat themselves, but it was actually another season. It took me 20 minutes to even notice I was in the wrong season.
It's wild.
So Tamra's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go in and I'm not going to yell. I'm going to leave with my, what is it? My butthole. What do I leave with my butthole?
It's my butthole.
Sorry.
I'm leaving with my butthole. That's hilarious.
So then Tamra's like, okay, so they go to the restaurant, and Shanna's trying to be very serious. And the waiter comes over. This is so funny from Shelby, our note taker. It says, the waiter asks if they want water, and Shannon looks startled as if she didn't expect him to speak to her.
Water. Oh, how interesting.
Oh, hello. Water? I don't know if I can trust you. I don't really know. Oh, a waiter. Oh, are we in a restaurant? That is okay. Thank you. Oh, why
well,
let my seat go. Oh, yeah, still the waiter.
Oh, okay. Well, if Tamra were a real friend, she would have ordered the water for me, but I guess we see where I stand.
So Tamra goes,
So I know this is probably difficult for you. And I just want to just start off and just get it right out there that I was really hoping that you'd be the one to reach out to me, to meet me.
Wow. Hold on. Let me make a W with my lips and let it just hang there for a moment. Oh.
Let me lean forward a little bit. Just going to lean forward a little bit with you think I'm going to say, am I going to say who? What?
Wow.
When?
After
Where?
the way that you spoke to me at that dinner, you have done nothing but defame me. Just defame you. I didn't say things that aren't true, so it's not defaming nothing.
You're still famous. I didn't defame you. Oh, you did. You definitely did. No, I didn't. No, I didn't defame you. Oh, you did. You actually defamed. You took the fame.
No.
And you took it away.
No,
you gave people. You told people who, what, who, who, you don't even know. You don't even know.
I talk like a monkey.
Bueller is very concerned. Bueller has now stood up and been like, what?
Because now Tamra is imitating Shannon. And by the way, not even pretending that she's here for peace. The fact that you drug Shannon down here and made her breathalyze into her car for this non-apology bullshit is so Tamra.
Yes. And that she starts off saying, you were supposed to reach out to me first. I'm the victim here.
And then
So after Tamra yells at her and says, you're an alcoholic, you should be in rehab, you're wasted, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, why didn't you reach out to me? I was the one that was hurt in that situation.
So Shannon comes in armed with hairdresser advice and stays calm, right? So Tamra's like, oh, yeah, sure, I didn't do nothing to you. And she goes, okay, so should I tell you to calm down now? Because look how calm I am. Look how calm I am. Look, I'm talking like Katie, introducing a ball, being about to be hit by an old white person in Dockers. Wow.
I know things about golf now. Tamra, you have been defaming me for 8 weeks. Defaming you how? You keep saying you're drunk, you need to be sober, you know nothing about me. Oh, excuse me, I will have a tequila on the rocks. Thank you so much.
And she says,
You know nothing about me. Well, I do. I know everything about you. I know how you move. I know what makes you tick. I know how many allergens to throw in the air and make you cough. It's like, well, how dare you? I'm focusing on being healthy. She goes, oh, so you don't drink anymore? What? Hold on, I'm going to do this with my lips for a while. Gotcha.
I mean, I pretty much have 2 drinks, give or take 3, and I don't think I've gone over 2. I'm just trying to think. Let's see, 1 plus 6, I think, is 2, and I'm pretty sure 2. Yeah, only 2.
you don't have to explain yourself to Tamra. I don't like this. I have not gone over 2. who cares? Who cares if you're fucking wasted every day? Okay. I certainly don't. Just don't drive. Okay.
Yeah.
So Tamara's like,
So, you don't have a drinking problem? She goes, well, I'm very aware of it. She goes, oh, aware of what? Do you have a drinking problem? No, I'm very aware that I've used alcohol to get past my problem of drinking. No, my problem of being very upset and traumatized by alcohol, by feelings that of alcohol flowing through your jaw. Sister, Shannon, you're an alcoholic. You're a bloody, dirty alcoholic, Shannon.
Tamra Judge, yes, I use it excessively in certain dark periods. One of those specific dark periods may have started in 2003 to present, but that's the only time I have ever excessively used alcohol.
I mean, I did put it in the bathtub and lie down in it, but that's not the same thing. just trying to let it soak through my
a few dark periods. You know, when there was a total eclipse of the sun, which was a very dark period, and I did maybe have an extra cocktail during that moment. But
don't you remember the blackout, the rolling blackouts? Every time it blacked out, I would drink a bottle of vodka. It just made it seem lighter in the room.
I mean,
my pupils would get bigger. That's so funny.
What's the point of having a blackout if you don't black out too? But I think
the news said to black out. Just following the Amber Alert.
So Tamara's like, but you don't feel like sneaking alcohol is an issue, bitch. And she goes, oh, I did that one night, Tamra.
And then Tamra tells a story. We see a flashback of Tamra telling Emily and Jen that Shannon whispered to a photographer or something like that to sneak some booze into her Diet Coke.
yeah.
Which is not great. That's not great. Not great.
Well, yeah, but she's sneaking booze in there because she wants to drink and she doesn't want you to judge her for it. I don't know. I just feel like she shouldn't have to be explaining herself to Tamra, period. You know?
Right.
So Shannon is like, oh my God, Shannon, come on. And because Shannon says, well, I've seen you in compromising situations. So she goes, oh, come on. She's like, don't focus on me. Oh, you know what? Have I driven my car into a house? Have I driven the car? No, but you've driven a ATV so recklessly that you almost murdered 4 cast members, as I recall.
Oh,
does that count for anything? Is it just okay when you do it without a roof on the car and you're out in a place where there's no cops patrolling?
Okay. I need to walk away for a second. Sorry, Aldo. I need to. Can you get my purse? Okay, I'm gonna walk over to this area.
So Tamara's just sitting there at the table, like, is she coming back? And the producer's like, I don't know. So Shannon is in the bathroom and she's like,
She has done nothing but hurt me and spread lies about me that are fucking character damaging.
And Tamara's just like, oh God, Mexico, stop bothering. Because, you know, Shannon walks off 10 times a season. So it's just like, oh God, here we go. Here's another break, you know.
Well, I know what I did, and I don't need fucking Tamra Judge to be the person that decides my punishment. I don't need her to be the judge, jury, and I feel like comedy's in threes. Is there another word? There's another word that I can't do it. Someone give me a drink. I'm not doing well.
So she comes back to the table and she's like, I'm apologizing for getting
Wait. I have to say, when she comes back to the table, she's like, okay, I'm going to walk back to the table. So she strides through the restaurant and she walks right through a palm frond. And as she goes through the palm frond, the music goes, I rewound it 3 times.
That was funny when she walks right into that tree. She's like, boom.
I'm going to ignore that. That did not happen. Surely they will cut that.
That is a health hazard. I don't know what sort of allergens have been transferred to my face for that palm frond, but I will be speaking to the manager afterwards.
So she comes back and she's like,
okay, well, I apologize for getting up, but that is what I'm learning. If I'm upset, I've just got to go take a breathalyzer. I mean, did I say that? Can we do this again? Can we start this again? Move that tree. I'm going to do it again from the top.
It's like I'm digging myself out of a hole, and like all I can see are palm fronds. And I actually think I have a palm frond on my face. Hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry, I just got attached to my makeup. Okay, I feel like you are one of the people that's just trying to push me back there. And let me tell you, what I'm doing right now is focusing on myself.
You said that's his fucking not bad. Well, I've kept a very small circle of people around me. Very, very small and cylindrical. And actually, you can pour liquid in there and then drink out of it. Stop talking about drinks, Shannon.
Okay, I basically have a small donut of people, and I realized,
God, I wish you could drink donuts.
Is there donut vodka? Is that a thing? Listen, I have a small group of people, maybe 4 people, 3 people actually, and I realized that 2 of them are Emily and Gina, and I realized I can't go on like this.
God, the only other person I can talk to, I've only got 2 people I can really trust, Tito and Mr. Belvedere. It's been a very, very hard time, Tamra. Very difficult.
And
Talk about streaks on the china. They never really did matter before, but now I just all see them everywhere.
But, I just have a few people in my life, but I have never, ever, ever, ever had this level of support. I'm so supported. I feel so supported. She's, oh, really? It's the 10 years that I was there for you as a friend and talked to you all the time about every issue. I wasn't there for you.
Tamra, you did do that. But then you constantly used anything that she's told you against her and tried to villainize her. You do it once a year. I mean, why are you acting like such a nun? It's hilarious.
I came here to try to make things better, you stupid, slutty alcoholic. And all you've been doing is being defensive. You're defensive like any typical whiner would be, and yelling at me this entire time because you have no impulse control because you're sad and pathetic, and every man that you've ever loved leaves you and sues you. Okay, and I'm not yelling at you. I'm just trying to help you.
No, really, you've been screaming at me. Oh, for what? For once, Tamra Judge is calm. Oh, now you're calm. For once, you're calm. Do you know how off the rails you were at that day? Hold on, let me point my finger and make it a circle. Look at this very straightened finger. Do you know how off the rails you were the other night at Gina's dinner? And then you start backing up Alexis Bellino making allegations? It's like, oh, stick to your lane, Tamra. Stick to your lane.
Well, that's more than you were able to do that night. Well, you know what? I was.
All right, well, maybe I shouldn't have brought up lanes.
Okay. Let's just ease up on the gas there a little bit, Tamra. Okay. I mean.
Listen, you better learn to walk the straight and narrow. Oh, God. Okay, Tamra, say the alphabet backwards. I just can't. Can we start over?
Wait a second. Wait, back up on Alexis. Is this about the money that you owe John?
Tamra acting like she doesn't know about this, as if Alexis was not talking about it all weekend in Big Bear. She goes,
I don't owe him money. I never signed any promissory note that I owe him any money, and I paid for everything the first 2 years of our relationship. I mean, that's a lot of salmon and a lot of cream cheese. So now that I have to do what I have to do and spend my time doing is going through and reliving how stupid I was to stay with that man.
It's a Sonia. It's a Sonia, bitch. It's a Sonia. Just
yes, he is. She is.
He's Sonia.
And my lawyer made a settlement offer today. I don't owe him anything. We made a settlement offer. I'm sorry. It's just been a bad day, and that palm tree just really messed up my eyes. I'm having trouble seeing right now.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Shannon. I'm so sorry.
He said he won't accept 1 penny under $75,000. And he said that if you don't come up with a payment plan to pay me about $75,000, they're filing on Friday. So I'm not making monthly payments to John Jitz. That's not going to happen. And it's not going to go through 3 years of hell again.
No, I don't blame you. Look at me. It's just being a good friend. Look at me. I'm just going to move my lips up and down.
I don't blame you. Actually, I do kind of blame you. I'm telling everyone that I blame you, but I'm not going to blame you right now.
Well, I will not pay him $75,000. How dare he? How dare he? It's a mess. I mean, it's like you behind the wheel on a Friday night. All right. Just messy.
It's like the side of a house in Newport Beach after you've been driving on the roads. It's a mess.
So Tamara's like,
well, in 2018, Jim Bellino and Shannon, he sued us. He sued me and Shannon for defamation. It was emotional hell. And me and Shannon, we trauma bonded over not knowing. Are we going to have money in a bank? Who's going to fix the leak in Big Bear? Who's going to fix it? And, I'm friends with Alexis, but personally, I couldn't imagine going through this again. I mean, I really feel for Shannon. I really, really feel for her. And by feel, I mean, this is fucking hilarious. It's like having a poncho inside my soul. Feels so good.
And that's why I'm going to expose you to Alexis every time I get a chance to.
So Tamara goes,
Listen, I'm having a party on Wednesday. I would like for you and Vicky to come. And Shannon's like, really?
What? Really? Tamra, I've never felt so emotionally supported. Tamra.
Okay, I want to give you a hug.
Oh my God, you sucker. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, ask yourself why in the world Tamra is suddenly calmly smiling and saying she feels for you and then inviting you to a group event on camera. What do you think is going to happen at this event exactly, ma'am?
I really do love you, Shannon. I do. And I love you. I love you. Oh my God. Thank you for getting me out of Gina and Emily jail. It's a rough place being stuck with them, but it's great being back with you.
Yeah. Oh, God, it's been so difficult being around poor people who don't matter. Oh, thank God. We're back together again. Me and old Tam. Dos, tres amigas. Yeah, I love you so much. I just can't wait for you to come. No one's going to attack you at all or threaten to blackmail you or nothing. Show videos of your ring cam. Nobody's going to do nothing like that in my body. Don't you worry about it.
I apologize for hurting you, and I never want to hurt anybody, Tamra. I never want to hurt. Ow! Did you just bring over a Dutch baby for me to touch, Tamra?
And that brings us to the end. So, Shannon, what a sucker. And she falls for it every single...
Yeah, no one has ever hurt me more than you. No one has ever hurt me. I'm wrecked. I will never be this... Party? I can come? Oh, well, thank you. I feel so supported.
Thank you. Thank you for making a very simple gesture that does not fix any of the vile, cruel things that...
Literally hilarious. Wow. What an episode.
Amazing. What an episode. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Everyone have a tremendous weekend. We'll see you on Monday with some hopefully very entertaining chimpanzee content for you.
Yes, don't forget to check out Chimp Crazy on Max. We will talk to you next week.
Bye. Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. We want to hang with Liz Lang. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel. Ring that bell for Rachel. She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
If you like Watch What Crappens, you can listen ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
I'm Dan Taberski. In 2011, something strange began to happen at the high school in Leroy, New York.
I was like at my locker and she came up to me and she was like stuttering super bad. I'm like, stop around. She's like, I can't.
A mystery illness, bizarre symptoms, and spreading fast.
It's like doubling and tripling, and it's all these girls.
With a diagnosis, the state tried to keep on the down low.
Everybody thought I was holding something back.
Well, you were holding something back intentionally.
Yeah.
You know, it's hysteria. It's all in your head. It's not physical. Oh my gosh, you're exaggerating.
Is this the largest mass hysteria since the witches of Salem? Or is it something else entirely?
Something's wrong here. Something's not right.
Leroy was the new Dateline, and everyone was trying to solve the murder.
A new limited series from Wondery and Pineapple Street Studios, Hysterical. Follow Hysterical on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Hysterical early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.
Welcome to The Offensive Line. You guys, on this podcast, we're going to make some picks, talk some and hopefully make you some money in the process. I'm your host, Annie Hagar. So here's how this show's going to work, okay? We're going to run through the weekly slate of NFL and college football matchups, breaking them down into very serious categories like no offense. No offense, Travis Kelce, but you got to step up your game if Pat Mahomes is saying the Chiefs need to have more fun this year. We're also handing out a series of awards and making picks for the top storylines surrounding the world of football. Awards like the He May Have a Point award for the wide receiver that's most justifiably bitter. Is it Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, or Devontae Adams? Plus, on Thursdays, we're doing an exclusive bonus episode on Wondery Plus, where I share my fantasy football picks ahead of Thursday Night Football and the weekend's matchups. Your fantasy league is as good as locked in. Follow The Offensive Line on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can access bonus episodes and listen ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.